Ambassador Eliza Chen stood before the Galactic Council, her face a mask of diplomatic composure, despite the rage burning inside her. The 12 alien representatives towered above her on their crystalline dais, their expressions those that had recognizable expressions, revealing nothing but cold calculation. "The incident with the human child is regrettable," intoned High Counselor Xavtar, its tentacled appendages rippling with practiced formality. However, Protocol 873b was clear. The quarantine zone around the Centauri pathogen was established for the safety of all galactic citizens. "She was 7 years old," Chen said, her voice dangerously steady. "The patrol ship could have rescued her escape pod. Instead, they destroyed it without warning." "The potential for contamination," began another counselor. "Was zero?" Chen interrupted. "Our data confirms her pod was untouched by the pathogen. Your patrol made no attempt to scan before firing." The Vexillan counselor's translucent skin flushed with irritation. "Humans have been members of this council for barely 30 cycles. You still fail to understand that individual lives must sometimes be sacrificed for galactic stability." Chen's diplomatic implant warned her of elevated heart rate and cortisol levels. She disabled it with a thought. "I understand perfectly," she replied. "My government instructed me to inform you that as of this moment, Earth withdraws from the Galactic Council." A ripple of dismissive sounds echoed through the chamber. Earth was a minor power, its territory limited to a single star system and a few scattered colonies. Its withdrawal was inconvenient but insignificant. "You will reconsider this rash action," Xavtar said. "Your species relies on council trade routes and technology." Chen smiled thinly. "We relied on your justice too. We were mistaken on both counts." As she turned to leave, the Vexillan called after her. "The council has stood for 50,000 years. What do you think one primitive species can do against us?" Chen paused at the doorway, but didn't turn around. "You should have studied our history more carefully." 3 days later, panic erupted across council space when all FTL communications simultaneously failed. Thousands of ships found themselves stranded mid-route as the quantum entanglement network that enabled faster-than-light travel collapsed. Council worlds were suddenly isolated, cut off from the interstellar civilization they had taken for granted. On the Council homeworld, High Counselor Xavtar was awakened by frantic aides. "Impossible," it hissed, viewing the holographic display. "These readings can't be correct." But they were. Something was emerging from Earth's solar system, thousands of ships of unknown configuration, utilizing a propulsion technology unlike anything in Council records. When the signal finally came, it was directed only to the Council chamber, bypassing all security protocols as if they didn't exist. Chen's face appeared before them, now dressed in a uniform bearing insignia none of the Council members recognized. "This is Admiral Eliza Chen of the Terran Guardian Fleet. For 3 centuries before joining your council, we maintained a hidden defense force, suspecting we might one day need protection from supposed allies." The council chamber erupted in outrage and disbelief. "Your primitive technology cannot began the Vexillan. Our primitive technology just disabled your entire FTL network," Chen cut in coldly. "The ships now approaching your worlds carry something else we kept hidden, the knowledge of how vulnerable your systems truly are." Xavtar's appendages trembled slightly. "What do you want?" "Justice," Chen replied. "The patrol captain who destroyed that escape pod. The officials who approved the policy. Every individual in the chain of command who values protocols over innocent lives. They will stand trial under human law." "And if we refuse?" Xavtar asked. Chen's expression remained unnervingly calm. "Then we'll do what humans have always done when faced with injustice too powerful to fight directly. We'll change the rules. Your civilization depends on technology we now control. Consider what happens to your council when those systems remain offline indefinitely. Across council space, the ancient human fleet took position near critical infrastructure, not firing, merely waiting. Their ships bore names from Earth's history: Thermopylae, Masada, Wounded Knee, Warsaw memorials to moments when the powerful had underestimated the desperate. Within hours, the council capitulated. As the accused were transferred to Earth custody, one counselor approached Chen privately. "I don't understand," it said. "You hid your true capabilities for centuries, endured council restrictions. All for what? To reveal everything over one child?" Chen looked at the alien with eyes that had witnessed the full weight of human history. "We didn't reveal everything," she said quietly. "Not even close. And that child had a name: Emma Castillo. Remember it. It joins a long list of names that taught humanity a lesson your council never learned." "What lesson?" "That power without compassion inevitably creates its own destruction.